You have just spoken about France, and I want us to touch on that a little bit, if you would. France and Cameroon have deep bilateral ties, and that involves defense and security as well. That spans as far back as 1960. With this current military accord between Cameroon and Russia, how do you think France would interpret it, and what would be their response?
I think France will panic because, of course, there is now an expansion of Russian interest. Russia has already pickpocketed France in Central African Republic, and it has now occupied the space that France used to occupy over the years, as you rightly mentioned. The same is happening in Mali, where, of course, the military junta of Assimi Goïta has simply kicked out the French, and the French is in the process of evacuating Mali, and Russia is representing, actually occupying that space. So if the same thing is happening in Cameroon, then of course, this will, ring a very strong message to France that, Russia is occupying all its former colonies, in terms of signing military agreements. Now, it's down to the terms, it's down to how it benefits the national interest of Cameroon. If it sees that Russia is giving it a good deal, and if it compares that with the deals that it used to have with France and sees that, this is much better, I think anyone is going to go for that. But, I think Cameroon knows best. It's now up to Cameroon, not France, to make that decision. France is helping countries for its own interest, and I think Cameroon should do this for its own interest as well.
But will there be any strain in the relations, do you think?
Of course, there will be a strain. Everybody likes to, monopolize the defense and intelligence space. France has always been championing this space in Cameroon, so much as the United States and other countries. But with this new agreement and with the nature in which, France has been kicked out of Central African Republic and is struggling to maintain its presence in Mali, I think this is bad news, for France. Emmanuel Macron, at the time when he's expecting to win, in this presidential election, will be thinking that, wow, this is not good news at all. If France loses Cameroon to Russia, and as it's done with Central African Republic and with Mali, other countries will follow suit, and this is bad news, for French.